Too Many Hats podcast with your hosts with the most, Tony and Lavelle, every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We also have Queen Watkins with Clock Dead. Tune in with us and have a great time. Let's talk about it right here. Too Many Hats podcast.
Top of the morning to you, my good people. Happy Friday, man. It is freestyle Friday, bro. It's your host with the most, Tony Man. Salter. What it do, my guy?
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
How you feeling this morning?
With my hands.
Yeah. I hope you feeling with your hands, but you can also feel with your heart, Reverend.
Uh-oh. They ain't ready for them.
Yeah. As the Mexicans say,
You so stupid.
man, good morning to you, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm in a better mood today.
As you should be.
Yeah. Yeah. Good morning, Miss Gwen. How are you today? Hope God is being good to you. So, you had a shout out, bro?
No, I get no shots out today.
I want to shout out Cheryl and Clarence, man. They made it their way on in here last night. They got on in here last night, man. They is you came right in, man, loud. Keeping us up all night.
I already know. Especially Clarence.
Yeah, well, shout out to them, man. And hopefully, man, we'll have a really good day today, man. Kind of laying around kicking it. I don't know. I know they got to do a little viewing this morning. So, let's jump on into it then, man. Being right versus being connected.
Mm-hmm.
we, you know, oftentimes when I think about connection, you know, there's a lot involved when you talk about connection. You know, how you're connected, what you're connected with. You know, because you could be connected through resources, you could be connected through people, you could be connected through, you know, a lot of different things, man. You know, church. You know, it's like when you out sometimes and you be like, hey, I know your face. So what church you go to? Because you're trying to figure out the connection, like where you know that person from, what's the connection? And so a lot of times, you know, but when you talk about being right versus being connected, you know, that's different, bro. Because what you're saying is, do you prefer to be just always right? Or do you prefer having that connection with people, being connected with people?
Right.
And I do think there's a world where you can't be right all the time. But I do think there's a world where both can exist. But as long as you don't have the mindset that I got to be right all the time and I need to be connected, because that ain't gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They can exist in both spaces if you have the wherewithal to understand that I'm not gonna be right all the time, every time, and I'm gonna have to yield, you know, sometimes to other folk, you know, but and to other perspectives and stuff. But you know, I do value the connection as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think this is another good one, bro. Another tough one, good one. So I really want to start out. I'm gonna play these videos, and I play them again later, or play them throughout because they really short videos, and I play them again throughout the show today. But I want to start off by playing this video.
Okay, boys, turn around. John, what color is the ball?
The ball's white. Seriously? Bro, you just like making things difficult?
Well, what color do you say the ball is?
Black. The ball is black, clearly. I don't know if you see it wrong, but the ball is white.
Without looking at the ball, I want you to both switch places. Okay, both of you, please turn around. And what color is the ball now? Okay, please have a seat. Throughout our lives, we believe many things, and we hold dear what we think is right and true. But at times there'll be others who disagree with us. What we believe to be 100% right, they believe the opposite just as strongly. Well, how can that? Can't they see? We can become frustrated, we might grow distant, we may even sever relationships entirely. Slow down. Breathe. Step into the other person's shoes. It'll make all the difference.
Very powerful video. And then let me play this other one, then we'll jump into the slides.
Tension between us, and you're speaking, but instead of listening to you, I'm thinking about how am I going to retort? How am I going to try to prove my point using the words that you're saying, as opposed to just taking a moment to fully appreciate where you're coming from.
And shifting that perspective, instead of me versus you, it's us versus the problem.
You have to remind yourself, who are you arguing with? Like, I'm arguing with the person I love. This is my best friend. Like, why am I acting like I'm under threat? And now let me try to shift my energy to just suspend my need to be right and just accept that you also have a very valid perspective. And then I should take the time to hear it. And then hopefully you'll give me that opportunity as well. It's more an energy of curiosity. It's like, oh, like, tell me why, tell me more, tell me what you think. When you do practice that and you're able to give that to each other, the tension evaporates. That's only something that can happen when you let go of winning.
So now I'm gonna ask the question again. Do you want to be right, or do you want to be connected or have that connection? Like I said, I do think in some spaces that they can both exist in the same space, but a lot of times you're gonna have to yield and let some stuff. I'm not saying that don't put your perspective out there, because I think in certain situations y'all both can be right because you both have perspectives. Lavelle and I both can be right, unless Lavelle just ain't thinking or I ain't thinking, then we might not be able to fully project our perspective or share our perspective. Good morning, Zoe. And so with that being said, man, we're gonna get on into the PowerPoints, man, and I'm gonna let Lavelle take it away.
All right, being right versus being connected. Understanding the difference between winning an argument and winning a relationship. Presented by yours truly, these 2 Men in Hats podcast. Understanding the difference between winning an argument and winning a relationship. Why this topic matters. Conflicts happen in every relationship. Many people focus on being right instead of being heard. We've heard that already this week. This mindset can damage trust, intimacy, and communication. Connection builds bridges. Being right often builds walls. Whew. Good morning, Miss Cheryl. Man, that's a whole lot to unpack.
To digest, ain't it?
Man, I'm talking about right out the gate.
Yeah.
Shoot. Especially building bridges versus building walls, I guess. I don't know why that one hit on me.
Yeah, because that's what happens, Lavelle, a lot of times when we just gotta be right all the time.
Mm-hmm.
you start to build up those imaginary walls, and people, when they see you come, like, there you go, he just can't be wrong. He got to be right about everything. She got to be right about everything. She ain't never wrong.
Right.
And so now the relationship part, the connection part, is starting to fail.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
then that's what you have. You have those walls being built up when you walk into the room.
Mm-hmm.
That energy, that synergy is off.
Yeah. Yeah. Being right versus being connected. What does being right mean? Proving your point, winning arguments, defending your position, protecting your ego, and seeking validation. All that kind of really, when you think about it, kind of all really tie together when you're trying to be right. You kind of, because all of this happening in at the same time at some point.
So, but let me ask you this though, because this paints the picture like almost like when you're right, you're wrong. So, do you feel like maybe, because I don't want people to have the illusion that they shouldn't have a perspective or be able to present their position.
Mm-hmm.
Your whole, I think the whole gist of this is your whole basis or foundation should be based on you got to prove your point every time. You got to win. You got to defend your position every time. You got to protect your ego. You got to seek validation. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think these are. I mean, because in court, winning the argument with an attorney is golden. That's a plus. I won it. I won the argument. Got my person off. I won the case. You know what I'm saying? So defending the position. So
valid point.
They ain't always bad. It's just it's the mindset that goes with it, I believe.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to position that like that.
Well, it's what lies behind your motive behind and your agenda behind trying to be right. You know what I'm saying? Your positioning, like it says, meaning, the arrogancy that forget what you're saying and it is what it is out the gate. Like I ain't listening to nothing else but what I'm saying.
Right.
So, but you have a very valid point as well. So,
right.
Yeah. The hidden cost of always being right creates emotional distance, causes defensiveness, breaks down trust, leads to resentment, and turns conversations into competitions. Oh, wow.
That's what I'm talking about right there. It's the mindset behind it,
Mm-hmm.
And when that mindset is that you're going into this situation already that I'm gonna be right. I'm gonna make sure I defend my position. I gotta protect my ego. I gotta prove all my valid points. I gotta, so at that point, you're already stirring the pot. If this is your position every single time, and again, it starts to like these things are true. In relationships, when people, you have somebody like that, if you have a connection with me and every time we get together and that you gotta, I'm gonna start to separate myself from you. I'm gonna start to create not just emotional distance but physical distance as well. Because I don't want to be around you because I know this is what it's gonna be. It's gonna be an argument with somebody about something because you got to be right.
Yep.
I got a cousin like that. I don't care what you say to him. He got to be freaking right.
Yeah.
And I love him, but I can't be around him every day. I have to take that in spots.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So, and not only that, The defensiveness part of it, I think that's reactionary, you know.
Mhm.
But and I'm not going to say that it always breaks down trust, but I think it could, you know, start to teeter with your trust. Good morning,
What's
Javon.
up, Devon?
Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning, Zoe. But I do think it will lead to resentment,
Mhm.
and then now your conversations are not really conversations anymore. They're more about competition,
Mhm.
you know. And so in that instance, man, like you're already starting to tear down the connection. If you had a connection or what little connection you had, you're already tearing it down or causing that separation in that connection. So, you know, I think being right all the time comes at a price.
Said the hidden cost.
Mhm. Comes at a price.
Hidden cost. And I mean, that's never been my plight. Uh, even though sometimes my family they say otherwise. Uh, but I guess my thing is uh, I'm not trying to throw nothing up at you, but at the same time, I'm trying to come to a conclusion in most cases. And what they say, if it don't come out in the wash, it come out in the rinse.
Well, sometimes in the conclusion, that means that your conclusion, your part of the conclusion means that you're right. Your version of the conclusion means that you're right. And if your family's saying, well, they said that's me, well, you have to step back and take a look at it. You know what I'm saying? And say, okay, well, is there some truth in what they're saying? I don't want to be, let me take a step back and let me start to approach this situation differently now, Lavelle. So you have to take, people
No,
ain't just saying stuff. People, cause they just want to say it.
right.
It's the old saying: if everybody's saying it, everybody can't be right. I mean, can't be wrong.
Right. Yeah, no,
And
I agree
so
with you.
I'm weird. I'm leery of everybody saying the same thing about something, and then people still trying to defend it and say, "Well, nah." If everybody's saying, everybody can't be right. If everybody see the same thing,
True.
So it's either how you're positioning yourself, how you're posturing, how you're responding. It's something that gives them that idea, that perspective on you about how you move or so.
Right. What does being connected mean? Seeking understanding, valuing the relationship over the argument, practicing empathy, listening to respond. That we talked about this yesterday, not to react, choosing peace over pride. Wow.
Them last two for me is something that I had to work on a long time, and I'm still always not there yet.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if I feel like somebody came to me the wrong way, I'm reacting instead of listening to respond. If that makes sense. Yeah. My reaction is, wait a minute, now I want to get you to listen to my point. You see what I'm saying? Because of the way you came to me. But I'm learning to kind of, even in that moment, still, I present my case, but I'm still listening to what you're saying and say, okay, I see what you're saying, but listen, this is why I maybe did what I did or said what I said, or, So, and sometimes, as men, our little pride be hurt. So, we try to protect that and we try to come back, but I would much rather have, because I'm getting to the point now, I'm older, like the peace is more important to me than my pride.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
You know what I mean? So, I'm not, again, I'm not there yet. I'm getting there, but I'm not there yet. I'm becoming.
Well, the thing about it is, we always a work in progress. I don't, you may be, When we do those different fundraisers and stuff, they had those little things where you is 10%, 30%, 40%, depending on what you're dealing with in life. Everybody goal is different. So, and like we said, within the last, since we've been doing this podcast, we all have been, doing some reflection, some mirror moment. And
Yeah.
I think we're not where we're not where we want to be. But thank God we're not where we used to be.
Yeah, I think these topics have presented for me a lot of mirror moments. A lot of mirror.
Yep.
I've had to go back, even reflect, sometimes during, and sometimes, man, I've even got internally emotional about the topic itself, and talking and diving into the topic and realizing that I'm finding myself here.
Right.
And when I find myself here, I know, like, the mirror is like, bam, it's hitting me, and I'm like, man, I ain't liking what I see. I gotta make a change.
Bruh,
or it gives me that thing where I said, man, I remember when I used to, know what I'm saying? And I'm looking much better, boy, looking good, so
yeah. I remember, man, when I was going through that when everything first happened with my pops, and we were doing a podcast when I was able to jump on. I think we did one podcast, bro. I was literally like, damn, did we know that this was going to happen before it happened? Or what the hell? Because it was just hitting the nail right on the head of everything I was going through at that particular time. I was like, how does this even occur?
Man, God knows what we need when we need it, bro, and how we need it.
Yeah. What's going on, Miss Paulette? Good morning.
And maybe it coming from another place or another, somebody else's perspective, you may not have received it.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? So Good morning, Miss Paulette. You might not have received it that way, but coming this way, just like I told you yesterday, we had that conversation, that intimate conversation after I got off the podcast, and I shared with you that, I wasn't in the right headspace when I got on yesterday, but as I went through the thing, it started to show me stuff and reveal to me stuff, and I was like, man, bring it on back down, bring it on back home, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I almost did a shutdown moment for you, Doc, because I had seen you had some moments, but I hadn't seen you like that in so long, to where when I felt off, I was like, this ain't finna work. I was like,
transparent moment, y'all. Transparent moment. A moment of vulnerability.
Yeah, like that first 7 to 8 minutes, I was like, this ain't finna work, Doc. But like my man gonna cuss everybody out.
Man, because I started right off the rip cussing, and I was like, man, it's bro.
I started just, man, say, hold on, I'm finna just walk off the camera, man. I'm finna call you, man.
Yeah, I had a very vulnerable moment, and
it was, hey, I'm gonna be all the way. Y'all ain't got to know what we talking about, but after we had the conversation, it was very valid, doctors. I get it.
Yeah. And that's just how I was feeling in that moment.
And your feelings were valid.
Yeah, but when I got through this, I was seeing other ways to deal with those emotions, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all, man, if y'all be missing this stuff, man, y'all be missing some moments. That's on y'all, because I received it, and you notice my whole energy shifted.
Yeah.
About after 15 minutes into that thing, my whole energy shifted.
It did. Praise the Lord.
Yeah. So,
good morning, Ms. Bartlett.
When you're talking about being connected and what does it mean, you're talking about again, seeking understanding. And
what's so crazy is speaking to that opportunity again today.
Yeah, just to really understand in that moment what it is that we're dealing with, what we're going through, what problem that we're facing, and the point that I value our relationship or our connection, our friendship, our marriage, our work relationship, whatever it is. I value that more than I do sitting here arguing with you about it.
Absolutely.
That relationship is more important than this argument.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Good stuff to unpack, Doc. The
Yeah.
power, there we go with this one again. The power of emotional intelligence. A whole nother podcast. Um, awareness of your emotions. Just that, man.
But this the emotional intelligence part. I think that was that 2 days ago where it said that as parents we should be teaching our children emotional intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we done already dropped the ball on that
Man.
one.
Yep.
These we not teaching these kids no emotional intelligence, man. Especially if you look at these kids now, man, these kids are half these children. I'm gonna have to quit saying kids because I don't like kids. Kids is goats. But these children, when you look at these children, some of these children, bro, even as teenagers, and man, some of them are so messed up from an emotional standpoint. And you like, how did they get so messed up this way? But if you look at the parents, and when you see the parents come to the school or come to the event, you know why, or show up in the neighborhood acting a fool, you'll know why the children are so emotionally messed up and they don't have that emotional intelligence.
Yep. As they say, the apple don't fall too far from the tree.
Right.
Yep.
You know, they not aware of their emotions. They definitely don't have no control over their emotions.
Nope.
They ain't sensitive to other folks' feelings. They don't give a damn about nobody's feelings.
By no means.
And they don't have the
They went out of highway.
de-escalate.
Yeah.
They don't have the ability to escalate.
Yep.
You know, and so they don't have the ability to escalate conflict, and then the strength through self-restraint. Like that's out, that's out of the question.
Mm-hmm.
And so in order to have or to really understand the power of emotional intelligence, you got to be able to put your emotions in check, be able to control them,
Mm-hmm.
at least understand others and how to deal with conflict and de-escalate it. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to navigate through some of this stuff, man. And if you don't have any emotional intelligence, you're not gonna be able to. And when you can't, it's gonna cause relationship issues for sure.
Yeah.
And your connection is gonna be null and void.
And let's put a pin here. 2 Men Ahead podcast, church members. we love y'all input. Y'all make it better. Y'all quiet on it this morning. You know what I'm saying? Y'all jump in there. As they say, get in there. Get in there. Take me through there. Take me through there. Cause some of y'all, man, y'all be having some stuff to say, boy. I thought Miss Gwen was on. She said something on the thing I shared, but I don't know. She be getting kind of twisted up a little bit. But anyway, yeah, the power of emotional intelligence, man. That's all. That's some good stuff. That's some more PowerPoint opportunities right there.
Yeah.
Right versus connected, a comparison. And it's not showing all the one at the bottom. I have to check the thing.
I can take this off.
Yeah. Yeah. Being right. Focus on facts, defensive tones. We talked about that earlier. The winning mindset, ego driven. Being connected, focus on feelings and open tone. What do you think of being about open tone?
I think when you talk about tone, you could be talking about the tone of just the situation itself. How do you navigate? Just like we talked about, even in emails and
Right.
text, the tone of your email could come off like you yelling, you got like a bunch of exclamation points, or you got in your text message or your email, you're saying stuff, and the tonality of your email says it. So being connected, you're focusing on the feelings and the tone of how you deliver or how you react, all that is just the right tone.
Yeah, but I was just looking at the word
Because
open.
look at the Bud when they talk about being right. You have a defensive tone. You have a defensive stance. So your tone is always posturing. It's always, you see what I'm saying? Because you're trying to defend. But on the other side, your tone is kind of open, and you're open to like receive your feelings. You're looking. Because you're it's based on that connection.
Okay, gotcha. But when you're being right, I mean, you're not necessarily, I guess in this regard, I guess that will say that, but I mean, sometimes when you're trying to be right, sometimes you're not focusing on the facts. So would you say different?
I mean, a lot of times, it could be that you do have, some facts or all the facts, but the thing is, I just, yeah, I'm right, but it don't have to be such an argument every time to where it's damaging the connection that we have. Yeah, he got look. There he go. He putting all his facts out there. He always gotta. He posture. He's defensive. He just got to win. And for some people, it ain't even about that. You know what I'm saying? So, it ain't got. I don't think just because you have the facts don't mean you right or you can't be right. You got the facts, but you don't. I mean, it's all about winning to you. It's that winning mindset. I got to be right, and being right means I'm gonna throw out all the facts. I'm gonna share everything with you because I want to be right. I want you to know I'm right.
Yeah, just trying to get open.
Exactly.
Open it up a little bit more there. Yeah, Ms. Cheryl said the tone.
Said, good morning. The tone is not what you're saying, but how you saying it. Exactly, because your tone could, like I said, like defensive posturing, and tone is not just in what you're saying. Sometimes it's your reactions to stuff, the nonverbal actions and how you react and how you posturing up. I'm doing this.
Your body language.
That's the tone. And sometimes having a very open tone and just kind of, open, I say inclusive tone where, you're not in a defensive mindset, it's just more of like, hey, I'm open to listening, to hearing what you have to say. I'm focusing on the feelings that's going on, and I'm listening to respond.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So let me play this again because this is, man, it ain't about being right every time.
Okay, boys, turn around. John, what color is the ball?
The ball's white. Seriously? Bro, you just like making things difficult?
Well, what color do you say the ball is?
Black. The ball is black, clearly. I don't know if you see it wrong, but the ball is white.
Without looking at the ball, I want you to both switch places. Okay, both of you, please turn around. And what color is the ball now? Okay, please have a seat. Throughout our lives, we believe many things, and we hold dear what we think is right and true. But at times there'll be others who disagree with us. What we believe to be 100% right, they believe the opposite just as strongly. Well, how can that? Can't they see? We can become frustrated, we might grow distant, we may even sever relationships entirely. Slow down. Breathe. Step into the other person's shoes. It'll make all the difference.
What's that saying? It's two sides to every story, but then we added on to it is the truth.
The three sides.
Sides. Yeah.
Your side, they side, and the right side.
Yeah.
The truth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ms. Gwen said, I'm here at Tony. I felt your struggle when you got on the podcast yesterday, yet being in the middle of it while discussing emotions was powerful in itself. You self-regulated and succeeded despite your emotional state. sometimes what others see in the emotional process delivers a message even more. Yep. I mean, I like, yeah. I
Yeah.
was, yeah. Yep. Let's get back into it, man.
Yes, sir. All right. When being right hurts relationships, we probably can run through this. When we understand this in marriages, with children, and friendships, and ministry, and leadership. That covers the holistic part of everything. Sometimes the relationship needs comfort, not correction.
Mm. Again, you ain't got to be right every time. They probably already know you right in the situation, but they just want to be. It's like it's not time to swing your thing and show who got the biggest balls.
Mm-hmm.
It's at this point I need to be confident. I'm not worried about being corrected in this. I just need the comfort.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know that we in this thing together.
Right.
Not that you right.
Yeah.
You done hit them with the "I told you so." I told you so. I told you.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing worse than a "I told you so" person.
Yeah, dog.
I told you. I knew
But
it. I told you.
right there with that last clause right there. Sometimes the relationship needs comfort, not correction. And look at the terms of word to use. Needs. That means it is vital. Is very crucial there.
Warranty.
So man, yeah, that was good. What connection looks like in action? Asking, help me understand.
I need you to survive. I won't harm you
Right.
with words from my lips.
Yeah, that's all
I
it is.
love you.
I
I
need
need you to survive.
Yeah, Doc, you jump right in on that. Validate feelings. Taking responsibility. Offering grace. Choosing calm over control. Doc, when I tell you this is so powerful, man. Golly. Wow. Validate feelings, taking responsibility, offering grace, choosing calm over control, asking, help me understand.
So that's why I was kind of yesterday.
And that's why I slowed down.
Yesterday I was at the when I made the transition, I was opting out. I was opting to choose that calmness and understanding over the need to control that situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to offer myself and others some grace in that moment.
Right.
My feelings, I felt like were validated. My emotions were validated. I felt like that. But do you want your feelings and emotions validated, or do you want to maintain the connection?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want your peace, or do you want this chaos? Come on now.
Yeah. Ms. Gwen says, I told you so, and yeah, but still discrediting the moment and being defensive is in a backhand way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The ego factor. That's a whole nother podcast. Ego wants to be right. Love wants to be close. Pride demands recognition, and humility invites reconciliation. Ooh-wee. Man.
Man, the ego, man, shut down a lot of stuff, bro.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
We didn't brought up ego and pride so much, man. I feel like we need to do a seminar on ego and pride and how to destroy it.
Yeah.
It's I kind of feel like, because Your ego wants to be right. Love wants to be close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And our ego won't let us love sometime or receive love sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Our pride, steps on everybody's toes, even our own.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't understand how to have some humility. Like there are people don't even understand how to be, humble or have some humility in that instance. They just, and that's why they'll never have that reconciliation of that friendship or that relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You gotta have some, man. One I heard a preacher say this a long time ago, even my pastor. You ain't gotta ask God if you get too high to bring you down. God, if I get too high, bring me down. You ain't. That's a question. That's a statement you ain't gotta make.
But what?
Because if you get too high, he gonna humble you.
Mm-hmm.
One way or the other.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like we when you in that headspace like that and you don't bag back, so to speak, what you do is you get an enemy room and you give those people those items, that ego, not being humble, you give it legs. You create it's like you create you have an out of body moment. It's like you ain't even yourself no more.
Yeah, it's the same when we talk about the gap, Lavelle. It's inviting temptation in. When the gap is there and the gap continues to grow and that gap gets bigger and bigger and bigger, you invite every man, you invite everything in to just come in and have a part in your relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if you check your ego and pride at the door,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Check that ego and pride at the door, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ms. Gwen said, this sounds like the old saying, somebody got to be the bigger person. Ego won't allow us to be there. Yeah.
Well, we even talked about that one time, always having to be the bigger person. If you always got to be the bigger person in a relationship, you probably need to find another relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Especially if that person does not want to relinquish their ego or pride or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
Then because you really fighting a losing battle, because you're gonna always be the one. I gotta be right. I gotta be the bigger part. I gotta be, man. That's gonna cause some exhaustion. That's gonna wear you out.
Yeah.
To the point where you snap or you just,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And man, what's so powerful with me as well, because with this thing, when we trying to get this book out of me and finally almost done with it, all of this week has been confirmation to the stuff that's been a part of me building this book process.
Right.
Don't create your own chaos, and a lot of times we're responsible for that. Sometimes we act like children. We
gotta get that last lick. Yeah.
Yep. But when you really think about it, what I'm saying, honestly, in most cases, because the saying is, a lot of folks say it's biblical, but I hadn't really seen it, but it says once a man, twice a child.
Mm-hmm.
And as you grow older, that child is still there. That's why, like we were talking about childhood trauma earlier.
An inner child, yeah.
It don't, little Tony ain't going nowhere. Little Lavelle ain't going nowhere. He's still in there. And a lot of times, some of the trauma that we have to deal with is because we didn't deal with those particular things that went on in our life.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what happens or whatever case may be, that dude come up and it lasts back. And a lot of time it ain't really your fault. It's just because you didn't deal with those particular circumstances, and it just come up and it come out.
And I think that's kind of like what Phyllis just said too, like we're trying to get your last lick back. That happens the same way what you're talking about now. It's you gotta be You know, it's like the game tag. We used to play tag, right?
Tic tac,
You hit,
you
tag you hit, right? Tag
Mhm.
you hit. And then when we get tired of playing, we'll say tag you hit times infinity. You know,
Wow.
because I got to win the game. I got to be right. I got to win.
Woo. That was powerful, that doc.
Yeah, tag times infinity. I'm out.
Wow.
Cause you got to win. I
Mm.
got to win.
That's crazy. We were playing them games, and now they mean a whole lot, don't they?
Man, them games meant a lot back then, man. And even then, when you always want to do that tag infinity stuff, you always gotta win. You know, it caused problems back then.
Yeah,
We
it
were
did.
too young to realize.
Wow. What?
We,
Y'all,
you know what I'm saying? We
y'all,
did a lot of stuff, man. Spin the bottle, catch a girl, get a girl. Man, bro, the stuff we did back then, bro, is crazy, bro.
yeah, doc. Dodgeball.
Yeah, and it led to a lot of unrecognized or unrealized trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Some of this stuff.
Sideline bliss. I've been mad at you. Once you hit that sideline, I'm gonna tie your ass up.
Yeah, right. We took, man, when we played satellite football and we played with the neighboring other streets, our street played against somebody else's street or vice versa. Man, when we did stuff like that, bro, if we was mad at an individual, man, you was trying to, they caught that ball, bro. You was trying to knock their lights out.
Yeah, doc, I don't see it. Ooh-wee.
Because we were harboring the hurt and pain, and that was our way of getting back. Like Miss Phillips said, you got to get that last lick back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was checking me on the bus. Had everybody laughing at me the other day. I'm finna knock his block off.
Ms. Gwen made two statements. She says, agree. Losing yourself to just hold on to a relationship that's probably should be over. Yep. I always got to have the last word. That's not trying to understand this control. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, I got to jump off, man. But y'all go ahead on and finish, man. This is a good one, bro. It's another good one. But I love y'all, man. We'll see y'all.
Slides, so I may get through it and I might not. So we got about 15 minutes out. So if I'll let you know if it's gonna be a part 2 on Monday.
Okay. All right.
All right. Love you. Be careful.
Love y'all too.
All right. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's amazing how those things you think just go away and they become teachable moments. So you just don't never know. So yeah, the ego factor. Ego wants to be right. Love wants to be close. Pride demands recognition, and humility invites reconciliation. Next slide. Uh-oh. I think Ms. Gwen just said this. Listening versus defending. Defending blocks growth. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee-wee. Defending blocks growth. Oh, my God. They took the T down and everything. The power slide. So y'all give me a moment. I got to put the slide back up because he jumped out. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 moment. Let me go download the slide. And I got to go. I don't know how I'm going to get the T because I had to come all the way out. Man, I had no T today, man, to say, though. Give me 1 moment, man. Yeah, give me 1 second. I got to upload. I got to process. But again, happy Friday to you guys, man. Hope you guys have an amazing weekend this weekend. Looking forward to having a good weekend myself. Still processing. There we go. All right, I think we left off on 8 or 9. That went too far. All right, here we go. Number 11. We're farther off than I thought. All right. So listening versus defending. And thank you all for allowing that moment to happen with StreamYard when the person who started the podcast, everything that they put up there goes off with it. So I didn't think about it. But yeah, here we go. Defending blocks growth. Wow. Listening builds trust. You can be correct and still be wrong in approach. Oh my God. Man. Tone often matters more than truth. Yep. It ain't how you say it. Like we said earlier, it's, it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. So I can get up and say, good morning. I can say, good morning. It don't sound too good to me. So then what you say is how you see it. So defending blocks growth. And I've seen this in real time with some people, just trying to make, plead their case and just keep on going, keep it going. You can just see the opportunities just minimize and wow. Ms. Gwen says, do you think always defending ties in with a person's personality also? Some people are not narcissistic, controlling, insecure, attention seeking, etc., and that shows up in the disagreement also. Absolutely, Ms. Gwen. All the above. I mean, like real talk. And I think that's where it comes from. Even when you think about the, people who are like this and do stuff like this, when you look at their lifestyle and how they act with interact with some of the their family and different friends and stuff, and even on their job, yeah, they're just who they are, and a lot of them be in denial and don't want to deal with those hidden things in their life. So I mean, you hit the nail dead on the head because that's basically what they be, and I've had some opportunities where, just to this day, it's certain individuals that I'm still not talking with simply because of what you said. And I try to, make it right and do the right thing. But hey, that's the decision you make. It is what it is. So, yeah, I mean, just all the way it right there. So you couldn't have said it no better way. But man, and I don't think when it talks about growth, it's a holistic growth thing because you can see that person, you can see the shame and the hurt on them when they don't allow that growth to happen and step back sometime and reevaluate their feelings versus trying to be right, and it's damage. You literally damage the whole scenario, and I'm sure it's in some cases when you think about people like this, that's why they be sick as well. Come on, Miss Fields. Some people never see the airway. This sounds like our president. Well, they president. No, I can't say that because I live in America, but it is what it is. But yeah, it's when you say not narcissistic, it's to a whole nother level. It's another term, a word that I just recently, I think it's called. Let me see, can I find it? I think it's a term. So that's a term called militant narcissism. Describes a blend of extreme self-importance with aggressive, often violent actions seen in politics, combining grandiosity with paranoid threats, righteous rage, a need for power leading to exploitation and harm, feared by leaders and shared by groups to justify attacks on perceived enemies. It's a political pathology when artistic traits manifest as collective aggression, targeting our groups with violence and extremist ideologies. So that's basically who we're dealing with in the office. He's a militant narcissistic individual. Uh, and not to the, some people are literally like that, but not so as far as it comes to politics. But it's to almost to a fault, to the way it's just jacked up all the way. Phyllis said the hurting part is when they say I'm just me and I'm not changing for anybody. that's the damage right there. Because my thing, if you don't want to be better, and you just saying, you just saying who I am, and that's just who I'm gonna be, and that's a cop out when you really think about it. That's a cop out. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to evaluate and look in the mirror. You don't want to have no mirror moment. That's the biggest. That's one of the biggest cop outs I've ever heard. Because my thing is, especially as you get older and you still saying it, you 40, 50, 55, 65 years old. That's just who he is. He just gonna be like that. That's sad. I don't want to be like that. But some stuff it is, it's an old saying. Some people, I think they really just be like that because once Jello set and you ain't tried to do no work on that area, it's pretty much in it's pretty much in the water. Ms. Gwen says, and they don't understand when you choose to distance yourself from their negativity. Yep. She said, I attended a conversation with Kamala Harris, even an event last night, and she used great restraint in her framing of her responses about the one currently sitting in the office of the president. Yeah. Well, because, she in a sense, she have to, because, you know what I'm saying, everything she's doing is being recorded for quality assurance purposes. So, they still watching her every little move she make. So, yeah. Conflict as an opportunity. This is my biggest one right here. I love this. Not every disagreement is a disaster. Man. Boy. Healthy conflict strengthens bonds. The growth happens in understanding. Unity grows through humility. And it's so powerful, when you think about the spiritual side of this, God ain't never promised us that it's gonna always be easy and peaches and cream, but you have to have some mountain moments so you can appreciate. You gotta have some valley moments so you can be able to appreciate the mountain moments. And you ain't gonna always be on the mountain sometimes, and then we don't even know how long those valley moments are gonna be. But that's why I love what David said, yea, though I walk through the valley. Come on, somebody. And those things, what did the scripture say? These trials come to make us strong. And sometimes we don't like restraint. We don't like pushback. But if you could take that moment and use it for a learning opportunity, and then we all come out on the other side. We all win. So I definitely want to stop this right here because I want Tony to get in on this meet, just pick up back on this Monday and start right here on this slide number 12. That's kind of powerful because I think we got we got 6-7 more slides. So I'm just gonna stop right here, man, because this is good. conflict as an opportunity. So this will be a part 2, being right versus being connected, and we'll bring that T back from Miss Queen, because I have to literally log off to put it in there. So we got about 2 minutes left. The theme that threaded through out of the night with former Madame VP and the moderator Memphian Cameron Hamilton was community instead of him and his abusive actions. That's good. That's real good. But we're gonna get ready to jump off. Ms. Glenn says, tune in on WDI if you're not busy. They ready to interview Rodney Salisbury. Okay. All right. Again, I hope you guys have an amazing weekend, and y'all be ready for part 2, being right versus being connected, part 2 on Monday. And we'll jump back into it. I'm gonna text Tony, them know we part 2 back on Monday morning. So y'all have an amazing weekend. Y'all stay safe. Keep your head on the swivel, as they say. I saw that this morning on the news. Shout out to the ribbon cutting of Northside Square at 10:30 this morning. Congratulations about that. It's just everybody stay positive, man. I know it's a lot going on in this season, man. A lot of stuff, with all this stuff going on with these politics. Let's just try to stay positive as we possibly can. So we're going to pray and we're going to get out of here, man. Yeah, most definitely pray us all, man. We appreciate that. Let us pray. Most gracious Eternal God, our Father, Lord God, we thank you for this day. Thank you for this time. Thank you for this opportunity. We ask you to bless Monica and Clarence as they get ready to do the service and the memorial for their mother. Give them the understanding as they going through this grieving process. Let everything go as smooth as you possibly can let it go. Touch Tony and touch Queen and my family. Bless this weekend. Allow us to have a safe opportunity, a safe weekend. And we have a careful to give your name the glory, the honor, and the praise that you are due. We ask you to do this in your son, in Jesus' name. And we all say it, amen. Y'all have a great weekend. And we'll see y'all Monday morning, same bad time, same bad place. Too many hats. Let's talk about it.
It's the 2 Minute Hats podcast with your host with the most, Tony and Lavelle, every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We also have Queen Watkins with Clock Dead. Tune in with us and have a great time. Let's talk about it right here. 2 Minute Hats podcast.